I would assume if another law is passed, the first one, of course, under Obamacare, compelling you to purchase something you don't want, but this law compels somebody to sell something they don't want to sell, I suspect there will be federal litigation on this. I just suspect that there would be. But the question is, what should Republicans do? Should they participate in this conduct? You see, folks, the Republican establishment and their cheerleaders on cable and other places have always had this ass backwards. This fight needed to be conducted before the law was instituted on October 1st. Win, lose, or draw. And only a handful of the Republicans were prepared and willing to make the fight. That's a fact. To say that we couldn't predict victory or there was no way to have a victory because Obama wasn't going to sign it anyway, Obama's not going to sign anything anyway. That's not even the point. The point is you control the House of Representatives and you control enough of the Senate to make a difference. And the government was shut down for 16 days. And nobody even remembers it. And a year from now, nobody will give a damn. Truth is, it had minimal impact. Truth is, it affected 17% of the government. Truth is, essential services continued. Truth lost a damn thing. Well, almost nobody. But you're not allowed to do that. And we've been told it'll never be done again. Oh, no, because the consequences are so, well, outrageous. Now, the debate that should have occurred with the fulsome support of a united Republican Party is occurring after the fact. Now that the toothpaste is out of the tube, now that the egg has been scrambled. Hey, how do we fix it? What should we do? And the Republicans are as feckless as they were before. Let me explain what I mean. Fred Upton, his first name's Fred, I Googled it. He's going to propose legislation, apparently, that would allow people to keep their insurance plans. Okay. And everybody is measuring the politics of it. How much should they do? What politically? I mean, yes, no, maybe. That's not even the point. How could you force a private enterprise to offer something that's been dropped? And by the way, not dropped because they wanted to drop it. Dropped as a matter of the prior federal law that the Congress had passed. Or let me put it to you this way, more broadly, more universally. If you have an insurance policy now, can it ever be dropped? Is it a right? Well, what's that? So what's happened is federal intervention has all but now destroyed the healthcare market. It's all but destroyed the healthcare market in 6 weeks' time. There is no healthcare market anymore. The government's in, the government's out. The government dictates, the government issues waivers, the government issues delays, the government's in the drug approval process, it's in the drug pricing process, it's in the policy writing process, it's in the policy taxing and subsidizing process. The government's determining whether hospitals should be open or not open, whether doctors can give this care or that care. There is no market anymore. The market has now been destroyed. Now, that's not to say there aren't little pockets of freedom and enterprise and competition here and there, but that's not my point. The market's dead. They destroyed it. And so what does government do when it gets desperate? What do politicians do when they get desperate? They do desperate things. So now, having ordered you to buy something you do not want, and having taken your health care away, now they're going to the other side of the table, and they're going to order people to do something they don't want to do, whether they like it or not. That's it. That's it. And it seems that the Republicans are thinking about participating in that latter point. Eviscerating private property rights altogether and putting the final nail in what is left of this market. Well, Mark, what should they do? Mark, what should they do? Well, I've talked about it week after week, but I do have an idea, but people may not like it because it may not actually work, and because I can't predict the actual outcome because I'm not Nostradamus. Well, then I guess we shouldn't even try. What should we do? Now is the time for the House to pass a bill defunding or repealing Obamacare. Now is the time to do it, that the American people have seen it, touched it, tasted it, and hate it. It doesn't mean Harry Reid's going to bring it up for a vote, but at least this time it's not a joke. This time it's not a prop for Republicans to run around and say, see, I don't like Obamacare. Now they're going to lay it in the Senate and Reid will block it and ram that damn thing down their throats every single day right up to Election Day. That's what you do. That's what you do. Because, ladies and gentlemen, we don't participate in the destruction of our Constitution, our individual liberty, and our private property rights, call it reform, and then claim we're compassionate. Politics aside, the market is broken. It's dead. There's really only, and I'm speaking from a macro point of view, there's really only one way to deal with this now, if we can at all. And that is to completely, or to the extent possible or practicable, really open up the system. But we can't do that until Obamacare is eliminated. Not with some ridiculous proposal or suggestion and more tyranny and more coercion and more... No. We need more competition. We need more types of policies. We need more types of pricing for policies. We need capitalism. We need a market system. And it's going to have to be built again from the bottom up, not by the government, but by all of you out there. Entrepreneurs, people, yes, already in the insurance business, and so forth and so on. And the way you do that is to take government's boot off capitalism's throat. And you're not going to do that by further trashing the Constitution and private property rights with some phony reform. Oh, you'll get to keep your power. You got to keep. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. It's an impossibility. That's what I think they should do. Again, people will never get that past House. We'll never forget it. That's irrational. No, it's totally rational. The Republicans can now run on an issue that gives them a mandate. Every damn one of them. Not repeal and replace. Repeal or defund. And let capitalism spring from the death of Obamacare. Let there be more insurance companies. Let there be more tailored policies. Let there be enormous competition. Let there be some liberty, some breathing room. That's what we need to do. And I speak again, not just theoretically, but practically, I think. I'm looking at a tweet from Allah Pundit over there at Hot Air. Does very good work over there. He says Fred Upton's a rhino for pushing a bill that A, humiliates Obama, and B, makes Obamacare less sustainable. That's not the point. No, what Fred Upton is doing, it's not about humiliating Obama and making Obamacare less sustainable. Obamacare is unsustainable. You don't compel citizens to forfeit their private property rights and their free will to offer services and products that they may not wish to offer, having just compelled them to drop products and services that they were offering because they wanted to offer them. We cannot justify, as a matter of constitutional law, the federal government ordering citizens to buy things and ordering citizens to sell things. Because, ladies and gentlemen, if that's the case, it's over. It's over. Hey, I need an electrician. I can't get... Well, guess what? They just passed a federal law. I can have my electrician. I can have my plumber. I want this. I want that. Can you imagine opening up our society to this kind of political and bureaucratic abuse? There's no end to this. You're not only required to buy broccoli now, you're required to sell broccoli if you're growing it. What? I don't want to grow it. Well, then grow it. That's the law. I can hear McCain now. Hey, that's the law. That's the law of the land. Hey, we're stuck with it. That's it. You know, we had an election. That's the law. Now grow the damn broccoli and sell it. What? Mark, that's so far-fetched. No, it's not. We're here. It's now.